Hello, and welcome to another video. Let me just move the mic closer. Um, so, I've been doing these videos and I've been doing them consistently for the past 2 weeks because, again, the heavy handed tactics used to try and silence me by the police and the gang stalkers. So, I got to continue doing this video. And especially with the remote neural monitoring being waken, in the middle of the night or early in the morning to the sound of police sirens immediately after I open my eyes. That is an indication that they have waken me up and they're letting me know who is doing it. And so I have to keep doing these videos, have to keep explaining what's being done, hopefully exposing these criminal entities and these gang stalkers who participate in a psyops program, a psychological operation. And so, again, like I said, with the remote neural monitoring being waking up in the middle of the night, and then immediately with the sound of sirens immediately afterwards, uh, I have to keep doing this because what they're doing is called sleep deprivation, right? Trying to prevent me from getting a sudden amount of rest, of sleep. Like this morning, I was woken up at around 6 o'clock, followed by sirens, then followed by a car honking for about 10 minutes. And, this individual is sitting in his car or her car, honking the horn about one honk every minute. Now these people don't have a life. They really don't have a life. Or whatever life they have, it must be pretty shitty and pretty miserable for them to be doing this. So I also wanted to bring the attention to this website, right? It's called psychologicalharassment.com. And one of the things that the perps try to do, and those in the security agency who have been sending me subliminal message via the remote neural monitoring, is that they're going to give me cancer if I don't conform to what it is that they're trying to do to me. Now, conform in what way? There is some confusion on my part about that, but I do know in a coercive persuasion program, it's all about control. It's all about manipulation, and it's all about thought reform, or to get you to think the way they want you to think. Now, maybe I have a free thinking, independent mind, and they don't like that. Maybe I'm not the type of person who will sit down and take a beating, but I will stand up and fight. Maybe they don't like that. You know. Well, I definitely know they don't want me talking about the illegal mind control experiment, the remote neural monitoring, which was microchip. So they definitely don't want me to talk about that. But I'll continue to talk about it because it is my right. Okay. Now, uh, you know, I love this website here as it explains a lot of things that are happening to TIs, that are being done to TIs. And I always say, for those of you who know me and who comes on my call or watch these videos, that the police are directly involved in our targeting. Now, this site is created by someone in Canada, and the perps have been sending me a message about giving me cancer and all this stuff. And if you go onto the site, it talks about run away or get cancer. And this is something that this individual who created this website, or these individuals that created this website, know all too well. Because most things on this website coincide with what they're doing to me. Okay? As far as the police, it says here, and I'm gonna take out the Canadian out of it, and I'm gonna put the U.S. Secret Police use poverty, welfare, homelessness, or criminal proceeding to trap and corner targeted citizen, while using repetitive radar-type assaults to destroy the fertility of targeted people, and this is male and female. Okay, so that's one of the things that they try to do, and they have done here in the United States in the past in terms of sterilization of men and women, particularly people of color. And I think what they have also developed now is a psychological method in which to um, I wouldn't say I was going to say castrate, but I'm not going to say that, to sterilize without using any type of chemical or biological mean. And when I say that, I mean the removal of the opposite sex from the target's life. So if you have a girlfriend, they will break up your relationship. If you have a wife, they will cause your relationship and you will become divorced. And they will go around spreading rumors to not have anyone of the opposite sex have any type of relationship, whether it be intimate or whether it just be a friendship. You know, that could possibly turn into some type of intimate relationship. They don't want that. They want to isolate you, to have you by yourself, so that they can continue on experimenting on you in a manner in which, uh, you know, no one is going to listen to you because there's no one around you, right? Because you are isolated. And so this is something that I noticed they have been doing for a very long time. They have been sabotaging my relationships with my with the mother of my two children, and they have manipulated her into targeting me, and they have been using her to retaliate against me because I speak out of of what they're doing. Okay, and so the withholding intimacy, the nonchalant way of ignoring my feelings. For instance, I suffer from back issues, and there are times when I can barely get up, and it's like, it doesn't matter. You know, uh, uh, I'm constantly having to pick up stuff, constantly having to, just say, hey, my back is hurting. I can't bathe the kids because I can't bend down. And this is someone who just don't want to hear all those things, who don't listen. And again, it's because the manipulation that's being done to her, and she's fallen for it in a manner in which that if I'm unable to work, I'll still have to crawl just to bathe the children when she's right there. You know? So this is the type of relationship that if you're a TI, this is what to expect. If you're new to being a target and you are in a relationship, they will manipulate and they will get to your significant other. Now, if you're a TI and have been in a relationship for quite a while with someone, whether you're married or you're living with someone, you kind of understand exactly where I'm coming from. And I just want you to know is that, you don't have to remain in that situation. Okay? And I know it's difficult, especially when you have children, as in my case. But I think there comes a time when, you have to put yourself first, because that other individual is putting themselves first. And so, you have to do what's best for you, for your mindset, and for your health. And just said, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to move on. Even if I end up by myself, not being in a relationship, that's okay, and that's fine. All right. Now I know we have this thing whereas If we're targeted, we feel like, for some of us, that we don't want to be alone. But it's okay to be alone. I have friends in the TI community that I speak to, regularly, and so we will continue to support each other and be there in whatever capacity that we can for each other. And it's important that every TI have that kind of mentality that we have to be there for each other. We have to listen to each other. And sometimes when I speak to certain TIs, they just want to talk about their issues. I don't want to listen to what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is this, you're a TI, I'm a TI. Okay? If you're talking about your issue, then allow the other person to talk about their issue. All right? Because if you don't, what's going to happen, that other individual is going to say, you know what, you might be a perp. And unfortunately, that's the mentality that a lot of TI have. Okay? Because we all want to be heard, especially when we're talking to people and they're not listening to what we're saying, they're not believing what we're saying. And so we kind of feel like we're talking to, we're talking about this is just a waste of time. But it's not. That's why you have to create a format, create a platform. For me, it's doing my show on TalkShoe and doing these videos. That's something that I try to do. There are TIs who have done videos in the past, and all of a sudden haven't heard from them. Don't know if they're okay. Maybe they fall into the narrative in which the perpetrators have silenced their voice. But if those people are watching this video, I'm sure that you're still being targeted. I'm sure that even though you're not doing any more videos, you're not talking about what's being done to you, you're still being targeted. Okay? And if you're not being targeted, then you will become targeted because you cannot live in silence. It's too much. It eats at you. Okay? So I think eventually we will see some of these targets start posting videos again, because if they fall into or believe in the narrative that the perpetrators want them to believe in, it's not going to make a difference. All right, it's all lies and deception, and you have to understand that you're still going to be targeted. So don't fall into that. Okay. So like I said, just recently them using the police, using the remote neural monitoring technology to wake me out of my sleep to the sounds of police sirens immediately after, and then the use of private citizens in their vehicles to continue on with the noise campaign. Like I said, if it's not one way, they'll find another way. If they can't use the fire trucks, the ambulances, the police, they'll use private citizens and their vehicles to create noise campaign. And so you never really get a break from it. Maybe well, I shouldn't say that. You might get a day or two of it, but they'll be right back at it. So just want to do a brief video, and also to tell target individuals to check out this website, psychologicalharassment.com. Very informative, and it will help you plenty, believe me. All right.